Our next speaker, Toastmaster Marixa, believes that the best knowledge is gained through experience. Today she hopes to teach us a lifelong lesson she learned through a difficult experience. Please welcome Toastmaster Marixa with her speech, Grounding.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Today I am going to share with you my worst experience. It's something that I would rather not think about, something I would rather not talk about. But I do believe that difficult things happen to us so that we can learn something. And once you've learned something, it's now your responsibility to teach. So I'm hoping that I can teach you all something today. It started out as a perfect day, which I've learned is how most tragic days begin. Absolutely perfect. There were no clouds in the sky, it was hot, it was humid, and my family, along with several others, decided that we should vamoose to the beach. So we gathered up the children, we gathered up our beach things, and we all drove caravan style to Daytona Beach. When we arrived, we scurried onto the sand like ants, and it was almost like if everyone had rehearsed their places. The children remained on the shoreline, the adults a little further out, and then myself, the furthest out. I'm an extrovert, but I become quite the introvert when I get in the water. I just want to be one with the water, treading, singing Little Mermaid songs. It was the perfect day. After a while, the group decided it was time for us to take a break and grab something to eat, and so slowly I saw the number dwindle from 17 people to 15 to 13. One by one, everyone was exiting the ocean. I reluctantly stayed back, which is typical. I figured I'd just get out when I feel like it. The number kept getting smaller, down to 10, down to 7, and that's when I thought, okay, I am quite a ways out. I should just acquiesce and get out with the rest of the group, so I start swimming towards the shore. And I swim, and I swim, and I swim, and I am going nowhere. Oh, how cute, I think, overconfidently. I'm caught in a riptide. Oh, well, that's no biggie. I know what to do when you're caught in a riptide. Everybody does. You swim parallel to the shore. And I did. And I swam. And I swam. And I swam for what felt like 5 minutes, but I went nowhere. And now that number had dwindled from 7 to 5 to 3. Myself and 2 other individuals in the water. Panic sets in. And let me tell you what panic feels like. It feels like James pressing his hand into my chest and putting his full weight behind it. So now I'm breathing like this. And when you hear yourself breathing like this, it leads to more panic. So my legs went numb. So I'm breathing like this, with no legs to help me, just my arms to keep me afloat. That didn't work very well. Down I went. I resurfaced. Help! No one heard me. Down again. Came up the second time. Help! No one heard. Down again I went. And I knew I had one more help left in me. Resurfaced. Garen, help! Yeah, Garen. Toastmaster Garen. 6'4" Garen. He hears. Swims towards me. But I'm so far out that he cannot stand. He gets to me and I grab hold of his neck. And down we go. We resurface. You can't hold me like this, he says. You have to help. I can't! And down we go again. That happened several times. Down and up. And down and up. And we can never forget the image that we saw. Every time we resurfaced, it was like a desert-like oasis of people lining up on the shore. Except we knew who those people were. They were our people. They were our friends. They were our spouses. They were our children, watching us die. Down and up. He had the strength to call for help to the last person left in the water. Curtis, help. Curtis says, if I come out there, I'll drown too. So he stays where he is. You've got to get to me, he says. I wish I could tell you how we got out of the water. I wish I could tell you we swam to Curtis. I wish I could tell you Curtis swam to us. that didn't happen. I can tell you it had to be an act of God that got us out of the water that day. What did I learn from this experience? Two things. Swimming parallel to shore doesn't always work. The lifeguard himself told me that after I gave him an earful for not saving us. The second was this. Nothing prepared me for that drowning experience. No amount of books that I've read, no news articles, nothing I saw on television, no one that I spoke to. Before this happened, I could have told you how I would have reacted, what I would have done. I could have done it definitively, matter-of-factly. Oh, this is how I would have handled it. Nothing prepared me for it until I lived through it. So what can we all learn from this? These days, we jump to conclusions quite a bit. It's easy for all of us, myself included. It's easy to post something on Facebook, hit send. It's easy to jump to a conclusion, make an assumption about a person, things, but have you lived it? What I've learned now is to take a step back before jumping to those conclusions. Now what I do is ask myself, before I make an assumption, have I lived it? Have I actually experienced this? And if I haven't, then it's better for me to stay silent. So I'm asking all of you now, before you make an assumption, jump to a conclusion, ask yourself, have I actually lived this? Have I experienced this enough that I can even add any perspective to it? And you'll be wiser for doing so. We all will, or else we're all drowning in ignorance.
Oh.